Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
It's a fiery 4th with hot temperatures and some of Mother Nature's own fireworks. I'll have all the details in your full Viper 6 forecast.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 4, an Augusta staple celebrates America's birthday with a unique view of tonight's fireworks and much more. How you can get the VIP access. Plus, Augustans celebrate Independence Day downtown at Signers Monument. And a walk into 1776. We take you to the North Augusta Living History Park. Your News at 4 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renetta Dubose. Happy 4th of July, and thank you for joining us. Brad and Jenny have the day off. Coverage you can count on begins with a CSRA staple gearing up for the celebration of America's birthday. The Partridge Inn at Augusta will host a VIP access 4th of July party at its 6 South rooftop bar. The experience offers ticket holders a delicious cuisine and treats from Chef Thomas, specialty cocktails, and a unique 360-degree view of the boom in the sky tonight.
Sitting up high where we are, you can see over top of all the trees, so you can literally see the fireworks displays that are going to be going on in the ballpark across in South Carolina, the downtown fireworks.
The event kicks off tonight at 6 o'clock and will last until 10. You can get your Eventbrite tickets. Just click on this story on our website, wjbf.com. The community took part in a ceremony honoring 3 of the men from Georgia who signed the Declaration of Independence. It took place at the Signers Monument on Telfair Street in downtown Augusta. It honors Button Gwinnett, Lyman Hall, and George Walton. The 3 men played a part in America securing its freedom from Great Britain 247 years ago when they signed that historic document.
Just means to me really recommitment to patriotism, to love of country, and 247 years later we're still here in spite of everything that's occurred, and I believe they'll be here for another 247 years.
Now the bodies of Walton and Hall are buried underneath the Signers Monument at that marker. People around the CSRA headed to the North Augusta Living History Park to celebrate Independence Day. Anyone that showed up was treated to food, a chance to explore historic buildings, and talk with characters who revealed what it was like to live back in 1776. While the day was about having fun, it was also about history.
I hope everybody, regardless of the fireworks, the hot dogs, the barbecue, the time with your family, take a few minutes and reflect and think about the declaration that the 13 colonies did 247 years ago, because that sacrifice, quite frankly, has given us a freedom that we have today to do all the things we are doing.
During the event, Mayor Britton Williams read the Declaration of Independence. To see more on this story, you can go to our website, wjbf.com. And meteorologist Miller Hyatt joins us now for a first look at the forecast, and it's blazing out there, Miller.
That is right. We're dealing with some very Viper 6 forecast, Renetta.
We'll see you then, Miller. Well, many people hit the water to celebrate Independence Day, and DNR wants to stress the importance of boating responsibility. Hannah Latier tells us how you can stay safe on the water.
This past weekend alone, there were 23 total boating under the influence arrests in Georgia. 5 of those were here at Clarks Hill Lake. Game wardens at the lake have already surpassed the number of BUIs they gave out last summer.
The amount of boats on the water has increased, which has increased our activity as for boating under an influence and other laws we enforce.
Besides drinking irresponsibly, you could also catch a fine for things like speeding through a no-wake zone, not having enough life vests on board, and not having a fire extinguisher.
Be aware what you're required to have on your vessel. Be aware that the temperature is going to be hot today. Stay hydrated with the right fluids.
Fireworks at the lake are also a no-go.
If you're going to shoot fireworks, it needs to be approved for an event.
might mean you should put yourself or those around you in danger.
If you are going to partake in drinking alcohol today, have a plan and have a backup plan. There always, if you can, have an individual that is not drinking or plans on drinking. One, just know the law, know the limit, and like I said, have that backup plan in case you do find yourself drinking a little more than you're used to. And think twice, or you're going to pay the price.
If you need any help while out on the water, you can call DNR at 1-800-366-2661. At Mistletoe State Park, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
Hannah, thanks. Fireworks are a big part of July 4th celebrations, and national agencies warn consumers about fire risk. The National Fire Protection Association reports that fireworks start more than 19,000 fires each year. Now, those enjoying those colorful displays should follow safety guidelines, such as lighting one device at a time, keeping water around for extinguishing purposes, and never using illegal fireworks. Now, professionals say to also keep track of weather conditions too.
Wind can be a factor. It can blow the product. It can blow the sparks. Also looking at, hey, has it rained recently? How dry is the area? What is your surroundings? Is it flammable, areas around you? You want to try to have fireworks in an area where the circumference around the product being shot is non-flammable as possible.
National agencies encourage people to remember the safest way to view fireworks is at a professional show. Now, for more information on how to use your fireworks safely, you can visit our website, wjbf.com. When we come back, how you can prevent injuries this holiday. What safety tips you should keep in mind for you and your loved ones.
You can walk right there. This is your show. Do whatever you want.
You walk in.
It's live with Kelly and Mark. Every weekday morning.
Weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6.
There will be plenty of celebrations for the holiday, and some can cause injuries. Here are a few tips to keep you safe while you celebrate. Anyone going out to the pool or lake should be careful with kids. Children, inexperienced swimmers, and boaters should wear life jackets. While many people will be celebrating with fireworks, it's important to be careful not to injure yourself when handling them.
We frequently see people who get burns, lacerations, they lose limbs or fingers, and we've had more significant injuries when there's larger ammunition used for the fireworks. So it can be fatal for some people. So it's important that everyone stay careful during this time.
Be sure to also keep lighter fluid and matches away from children. And as the weather warms up, sunscreen isn't all you need to protect yourself in the sun. Here's Emlyn.
Many of us remember to wear sunscreen when doing outdoor activities, but it's important to protect your eyes too. Radiation from the sun can cause cloudy vision over time, called cataracts, and chlorine in swimming pools can weaken the eye's protective barriers, increasing the risk of infection and irritation. Sunglasses with 100% ultraviolet or UV light protection and swimming goggles are your best bet to protect your eyes from these effects. Eye experts also recommend avoid rubbing your eyes even if allergies flare up. This can damage the outer layers of your eyes. Speak to your eye doctor if you have problems from dry eyes or any new eye problems. Healthy habits like staying hydrated, eating leafy greens, and foods that contain vitamin C and omega-3 fatty acids also add up and benefit your eyes. With this Medical Minute, I'm Emlyn, ABC News.
And if you don't plan on shooting your own fireworks tonight, the city of Augusta is having its own display downtown. Nikita Dennis joins us live there tonight ahead of the festivities. Hey, Nikita.
Yeah, hey there, Renetta. Yeah, in the next hour, Augusta Commons will be packed out with people coming to celebrate the 4th of July today. And as you can see behind me, they're already starting to get set up. And this is a free event where you can expect live entertainment, plenty of fun for kids, food trucks, vendors, and a lot more. And beginning at 9:15 p.m., the festivities will end with a fireworks display. The traffic right now seems to be smooth, but it may get heavy once people start coming in. And of course, we've been telling you about the extreme heat all week, So please make sure you stay hydrated and come prepared for the sun. Live in Augusta, Nikita Dennis, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Nikita, thanks. Coming up, severe weather across the country, what you should look out for, and what's affecting the nation when we come back.
I'm Attorney Jamie. 10-day forecast. We have that stormy summertime set up as we head forward towards the weekend. Temperatures hold steady in the low 90s. And then comes next week, more of the same, Renetta. So just keep an eye to the sky tonight as we celebrate July 4th.
All right, we'll enjoy what the sky has to offer.
Yes.
Then,
Thank you,
then
Mother
rain.
Nature, for bringing on the storms.
All right, thanks so much, Miller. Well, Independence Day celebrations have already started in some parts of the country, but severe weather is on the move with dangerous heat and damaging storms affecting millions. In Conway, North Carolina, small hail hitting the area. In Tennessee, power lines and trees ripped down. Severe storms also impacting the Midwest. In Chicago, homes and businesses swamped with pools of water, and thousands left without power too.
It looks around like 10 to 12 feet right now of water. Just in the basement alone, I just have it was flooded up to the stairs.
And severe storms are likely again as the storm system moves through the south and east, with millions of people preparing to head home tomorrow after the long weekend. The FAA expecting nearly 50,000 flights across the country. Queen News returns an artistic way to celebrate the 4th this year. We'll show you one man's medium for the holiday when we come back.
The Live 5 or 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
It's a fiery 4th with showers and storms, also some very hot temperatures. I'll time it all out for you coming up in your 5 or 6 forecast.
Now at 4:30, another day, another mass shooting, another call for help decreasing gun violence. We have the latest. Plus, a new legal battle over college admissions. We have the details. And a tragedy during an Independence Day celebration. All the details in your news at 4:30 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Coverage you can count on continues now as crowds gather for July 4th events across the country. Law enforcement agencies on high alert after a string of gun violence in the last few days. ABC's Faith Wjbf has the latest.
Tonight, police in Fort Worth, Texas, asking for the public's help as they investigate a mass shooting that left at least 3 people dead and 8 others injured. The shooting happening shortly after Como Fest, the annual July 4th celebration where a large crowd had gathered Monday night. Officials say early signs suggest the incident was a result of a fight between 2 rival groups. The scene so chaotic, police say it was a challenge getting to the victims.
Still, fireworks were being shot off. Lots of people just trying to flee the area from the multiple gunshots.
Investigators say they found 11 of the shooting victims in a parking lot, one of them a juvenile. Just hours earlier, a similar scene playing out in Philadelphia.
Multiple shots fired.
Police say a gunman carrying a police radio, wearing a bulletproof vest and a mask, fired into a crowd at a July 4th gathering, killing at least 5 people. 2 of the survivors were 2-year-old boys, one of them shot 4 times in the leg, the other injured from broken glass.
Such an act of violence is abhorrent and goes against everything we stand for in this community.
As the responding officers were helping the victims into patrol cars, investigators say they heard more gunfire, ran towards the suspect, and arrested him. They say they recovered an AR-15 style rifle and a handgun, and 50 spent shell casings at the crime scenes. A second person also in custody after allegedly firing at the suspect.
I know that when it comes around holidays where you light up fireworks, some people take this as an opportunity to do shooting.
And as of this morning, the Gun Violence Archive shows close to 350 mass shootings this year, where there were at least 4 victims. President Biden tonight calling the shootings tragic and senseless. He's once again calling on Congress to act. In Washington, Faith Wjbf, ABC News.
Another mass shooting happened just before midnight in Fort Worth, Texas, leaving 3 dead and 8 injured. The shooting happened hours after the end of the annual Como Fest. According to the Dallas Morning News, Police say shots were fired into a crowd of hundreds of people. Officers found victims in a parking lot, including one dead at the scene.
So a little before midnight, just before July 4th, we had a shooting. It appears that we had multiple victims that were shot. Probably 3 of them were transported to Harris Southwest. 5 more victims were transported to John Peter Smith. Right now, we know that 2 persons have succumbed to their injuries and have passed away from being shot at this point.
No arrests have been made in the shooting. Como Fest, by the way, is the Independence Day celebration for Fort Worth's Como neighborhood, a historically black community. Well, civil rights activists are pushing back after the overturning of affirmative action in college admissions. They're pushing back on the practice of legacy admissions, which is the admitting of children of alumni and big donors. Activists say the practice discriminates against students of color. Some colleges say they've ended the practice altogether.
What we're doing is looking at the life circumstances of the applicant and evaluating those, and then trying to do our best job in picking the appropriate applicants to join us.
Civil rights activists are asking the Department of Education to make the process of legacy admissions illegal entirely. Well, time now for a look up at our weather with meteorologist Miller Hyatt. I guess I'm just on vacation mind, but I'm working. But anyway, Miller, it is hot out there as everybody celebrates the 4th of July.
That is right, Dee.
All right, thanks so much, Miller. We'll see you then. In Florida, a man dies while trying to save his son from a rip current.
Heard a little, maybe a teenager, I believe, just scream for help, and so we looked back and saw this giant rip current.
As a healthcare worker, Brendan Townsend's CPR training kicked in when he heard those cries for help during his day at the beach. He immediately did what he could to try and save a man and a boy who were pulled out of the water.
So I was scared that the boy wasn't going to make it, but I was able to get it going properly.
Both were taken to the hospital in critical condition. Rajesh Pati did not survive. The Telugu Association of the Jacksonville area, which assists Indian newcomers, started a GoFundMe account to help cover the cost of returning his body back home and for the funeral.
They came with a lot of dreams and a lot of sacrifices to come into this country and establish a new life. And it's a sad story, and I think support is pouring in based on the situation here.
Though this was the only weekend fatality, hazardous conditions are seen throughout the First Coast. St. Johns County Fire Rescue rescued 36 swimmers over the weekend. Up the coast in Jacksonville Beach, Ocean Rescue had 13 rescues over the weekend. Captain Rob Emmaheiser says they will be fully staffed for the 4th of July.
A tower every block in the central area, and even in areas where we almost never have lifeguards in the far south, we're going to have 3 towers that are more than a mile away from here, covering those outlying areas.
Emmaheiser says those lifeguards are blowing their whistles anytime they see swimmers nearing a rip current or a dangerous swimming area.
This 4th of July, we will have as many lifeguards as we can possibly get. So there will be a very close distance. But that said, if you're not an expert ocean swimmer, then you should be right in front of that lifeguard.
One woman killed and several injured in Michigan after a terrible fireworks accident. First responders say that despite their efforts to resuscitate her, she was pronounced dead at the scene. The Ottawa County Sheriff's Office says it happened just after 11 last night when a firework explosion killed a 43-year-old woman and injured 9 other neighbors. The people around said there was a series of blasts of booms and explosions from multiple homes, but the final blast from here was different.
Just heard one real loud one, and then after that there was nothing, like all silent, so it stopped.
The last one, the other one sounded like the stuff you buy, but that last one was just loud.
Those 9 who were sent to the hospital ranged from injuries serious to minor. No other additional information is available due to the holiday. Well, when your news at 4:30 continues, a nightmare comes to life for those at an amusement park. We'll give you the details on how a roller coaster ride got stuck. That's when we return. Scary moments in Wisconsin as their worst nightmare came to life. The roller coaster they were riding on broke down. Take a look.
Our department has never experienced a situation like we did yesterday.
And neither have most people. It was a sight to see as everyone at the fair had their eyes glued to what was happening on the fireball.
A lot of people were just trying to figure out, just like the amusement crew, trying to figure out what's going on, what's happening. All of a sudden, the ambulances are showing up, the fire department's showing up, everybody just coming out of the woodwork.
The difficulty on the situation was that there is only one switch to release all seats, and if that button is hit, it could be deadly.
They couldn't release the things that hold you in the seats one by one. We were assuming that it must have been one button releases all of them. Well, when you're hanging upside down, if you release them, that's it's going to release everybody, and then it's going to be catastrophic.
Part of the reason it took so long was because of how long it was taking to harness everyone in, along with the emergency workers, to keep everyone safe.
Each of the patients had to be harnessed, as well as the guys that were on the bucket, on the platform, were harnessed in with safety equipment as well.
The Antigo Fire Department says this is the exact reason why they put in so much work training, because no matter what the day or time, you never know what could happen.
Just know that we put countless hours of training and time and effort, and our job is to save people. So just count on us. We're going to be there for you. We're going to make sure that you get out safe.
Well, when we come back, motorists in North Carolina may see a patriotic surprise when they go to the pump. The details in a moment. Yes, we do. And thank you to everybody who has inboxed me, laughing with me about calling you Miller.
Yes, how about this? That's gonna be my new name.
No. You
Okay.
had it at other stations.
Yes, I've been called that.
Well,
But don't worry.
we adore you.
Thank you. I
You
love
see
it.
where my mind was on vacation mode, but I'm actually working. So
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, listen, everybody's laughing with me. Thank you for those of you who understood and inboxed me saying that you got a good laugh. So
Yes.
we aim to please here.
Yep.
Right? Well, motorists are lining up at a gas station chain for a July 4th special of $1.77 per gallon. This was the scene at the Sheetz station in Hickory, North Carolina. You got to be careful saying that because you never know if you slip there. As motorists lined up for that special price, which includes all grades of gas.
This gas price is not crazy. This gas price is wonderful. That here it is a holiday and we can be able to drive.
The prices are insane because it's been at $3 for so long. My mom actually sent me a picture of the gas prices, so that's how I knew to come.
The promotion started just after midnight Tuesday and runs through the day of while the promotion gallons last, of course, whichever is first. So it looks like from that long line, they probably ran out already, but that's a pretty cool price and takes your rate way back, $1.77. I like that. When we come back, the company behind Facebook and Instagram getting ready to launch another social media app. This will be interesting.
This year,
Meta, the company behind Instagram and Facebook, are planning to launch a micro-blogging app. Meta plans to launch Threads days after Twitter executive Elon Musk announced a temporary cap on how many posts you can read on the social media site. The app is expected to be released Thursday and will allow users to follow accounts they follow on Instagram and keep their same name. This comes after Twitter, as you know, announced a slew of restrictions on their app. So this will be really interesting to watch, y'all. Threads, it's the Threads app, and it comes out on Thursday. I've been following this. It's going to be interesting to see how many people actually switch over and what they do and what it's about. So I'll be doing it, so join me. Not to give a promotion for the thing, but it's just interesting. Well, that does it for this half hour. Facebook is not paying me, y'all, but we have more coverage you can count on at 5, including stepping back in time in North Augusta. We'll take you on a tour of their living history museum next.